Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, today we're diving into a vehicle that, it looks like it drove straight out of some kind of sci-fi military movie. This thing is called the M Hero. This quote here really says it all. It literally feels that you are opening the door of the armor car, and that perfectly captures that first impression, right? The doors are heavy, the lines are just so aggressive. The whole thing feels like this statement of extreme engineering. It's not just a car, it's a presence. So, come on, let's unpack what makes this incredible machine tick. All right, so to really get the M Hero, you have to know where it comes from. Its DNA is rooted in some seriously hardcore military hardware. This is not one of those SUVs that's just styled to look tough. No, this thing comes from a long line of vehicles built for the actual battlefield, and it absolutely has the pedigree to back that up. So the story really starts with something called the Mengshi, which actually translates to warrior. Now, these are the rugged, battle-tested tactical vehicles that Dongfeng builds for the Chinese army. The M Hero, then, is the civilian evolution of that exact machine. It takes all that legendary toughness and completely repackages it as a high-tech, super luxury off-roader for the rest of us. Okay, let's get into the tech. What kind of power does it take to move a, 3,300 kilogram armored beast like this? Well, the answer is an absolutely mind-blowing amount of electric muscle. Get this, the fully electric model, the BEV, cranks out a staggering 1,088 horsepower, and that power comes from 4 separate independent motors. That's right, one for each wheel. A setup like that allows for this incredible level of precision and control over traction, which, when you're off-road, is an absolute game changer. So what does all that power actually mean in the real world? It means 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 4.2 seconds. Now, stop and think about that for a second. For a vehicle this massive, that's not just fast, it's practically physics-defying acceleration. It's just wild. Now, you actually have a couple of choices here. You can go for that all-out quad-motor battery electric vehicle we just talked about, or you can get an extended range version. Now, this one's got 3 electric motors, but it also adds a 1.5-liter gas engine that acts purely as a generator. So its only job is to recharge the batteries on the go. Pretty smart, because it means you never have to worry about finding a plug when you're out in the middle of nowhere. But look, the performance isn't just about insane straight-line speed. Its most famous party trick, and you've probably seen this, is the crab walk. It's exactly what it sounds like. By turning both the front and the rear wheels in the same direction, this giant machine can literally move diagonally. Just think about how useful that is for navigating incredibly tight trails or just getting yourself out of a tricky spot. So how does it do that? Well, the secret is this really sophisticated rear-wheel steering system that can turn the back wheels up to 10.6 degrees. Now, that doesn't just enable that awesome diagonal movement, but, and this is incredible, it gives this huge SUV a turning radius that's similar to a small, compact car. That's just amazing. And the off-road tech, it's like a full-on arsenal. You've got an adaptive air suspension that can raise the whole vehicle for more clearance. There's a wade mode that lets it drive through almost a full meter of water. And get this, there's even a transparent chassis that uses cameras to show you the ground underneath the vehicle on the screen. It's all designed for one thing, giving the driver total, complete dominance over any terrain you can throw at it. All right, let's move inside. That rugged, military-inspired vibe, it definitely continues in here, but it's blended with this undeniable layer of luxury. Honestly, the cabin feels less like a typical car and a lot more like some kind of high-tech command center. The designers really, and I mean really, leaned into a tactical feel. You've got gear and mode selectors shaped like aircraft throttles. The door handles, they're inspired by pistols. They even engineered the sound of the door closing to mimic a bullet being chambered. How cool is that? Every single detail is there to reinforce that theme. And dominating that whole command center is this massive triple screen setup. So the driver gets their own instrument cluster, of course, then there's a huge central touch screen, and even the front passenger gets their own dedicated screen for things like entertainment or navigation. And here's a cool nod to its military roots. The driver can actually switch their display to a military-grade night vision camera feed. Wild. So you have to ask, right? Why build such an extreme vehicle? Well, the M Hero isn't just about conquering trails. It's about conquering a whole new market and really making a powerful statement on the world stage. And make no mistake, this is not a vehicle that's just for the Chinese market. Its recent launch in Zurich, Switzerland, a really key and picky European market, that shows this is a serious global play. They've already secured the necessary EU vehicle certifications, which clears the way for them to expand all across the continent. And then there's the price tag. Just look at this number. At nearly 150,000 Swiss francs, this thing is placed firmly in the premium luxury category. So this is not a budget alternative, not at all. M Hero is aiming to compete head-on with some of the world's most established, well-known luxury brands. So what's the big takeaway here? What should you remember from all this? Well, the M Hero is basically a rolling showcase of a totally new fusion. You've got military-grade engineering slamming right into cutting-edge EV technology. It's built to set a whole new benchmark for what extreme electric off-roading can even be. And maybe most importantly, it's a bold, clear signal of China's growing ambition in the global, high-end auto market. And that really leaves us with a final thought, a final question. As battery technology keeps getting better and electric motors get more powerful and precise, is this kind of overwhelming electric capability the new standard for off-roading? I mean, is this where the entire segment is headed? It's something to think about. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. We really hope you found it useful and interesting.